All right, guys, what's up? Welcome to the Dog Podcast. I am going to allow my guest to introduce himself because if I do, I'm going to spit down his whole entire resume, and that's going to eliminate the interview. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself and where you're currently playing, with the Magic, and then we'll start going to get into your backstory.
I'm ID's Toney. I'm originally from Huntsville, Alabama. Um, I play for Orlando Magic G League team, Lakeland Magic.
Yeah. All right. So what I want to do is the reason I want to bring you on is because, you being from Huntsville, a lot of people know your story, well, think they know your story. And so a lot of kids kind of look at you as an inspiration as far as where they can go and what they can achieve. But I really want you to kind of get into just the process of it, because everybody looks at the result and they're like, oh, I can do that. If I, do this, this, and this, I can do that. Because that's all he did. So I want to really get into like the process and how many, no's that you heard along your journey, to get to where you are now. So I know you were originally from Huntsville. So were you born here in Huntsville?
Yeah, I was born and raised. Born
And how old? Okay. How old were you when you left from Huntsville?
I think I was probably 15, 16.
15. Okay. And you moved to North Carolina, correct?
Yeah, I moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay. Was that something that you wanted to do, or were you kind of hesitant about, being okay with that decision?
I was kind of hesitant for real. It was more so like a family decision. Uh,
Yeah.
because it was just more so like I feel like the type of growth that I was like looking for and trying to span. Um, I think I wouldn't be in the position I am now if I had stayed because we didn't basketball wasn't like very big in the city then. We had players like John. John was like just starting to blow up. So like that was just like one person that was like blowing up so far, like because he was traveling with Team Penny, things like that. So like it was more so like okay, now these out of town teams and stuff like that, like it's hard to see like kids like us from Alabama. Uh,
Right.
so we the farthest the Alabama players probably been was probably Atlanta, Georgia, or Florida. With like for nationals or something like that. We really didn't get a chance to experience the whole circuit. We didn't know what a circuit was until to like teams like that came in the picture. So like
Right.
it was basically like a family thing. Really, it was just more so of let's go explore different options. It's more part of the world than Alabama. That's something I knew. So my parents just really just took an initiative of bettering ourselves as a family and me as an individual. It wasn't just a move for just me. It was a move for my little sister as well, for her growing up, have a better opportunity. Um, and just like with the family in general, my pops and my mom's, working situation, things like that. So we really just that's where it really made a move for, and it paid off and toward the end. So
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So once you got to North Carolina, was it an easy road from there, or were there still a lot of different, obstacles that you had to, go through to, get those offers coming in?
it was hard. It was very hard because I was a new kid on block. So it was basically I had to reestablish myself and make a name for myself all over again. It wasn't easy because the teams that I was playing on, they already had their mans, they already had the guys, they already had the names, the stars, all that. I'm coming in as a unranked, unknown new kid from Alabama.
Yeah.
So like it just everything new, playing it like hoops. That's what they call it, hoop stage city. So
Right.
it's like hoops everywhere. Like it's teams everywhere, players everywhere. That's good. So like I had to get in where I fit in really, and it was a hard journey because like it was just like dang, like I'm leaving my home. Like everybody I know, everybody knew me, like, so it was just like I didn't want to leave an environment, a comfortable environment into an uncomfortable environment. So I had to like come out of my shell early.
Yeah.
And which they paid off because even in college you have to come out your shell. You can't be baby all alone. Like you had to expand your lifespan. So me coming into North Carolina, it was very different because how they go about things. They already know the players. They know. So I'm like, man, I gotta get in the groove with this. So like, it picked up fast though. After my first year in North Carolina, going into my summer, I we was playing against Wendell Moore, and he was like number one in the state at the time, and that's when I made my name for myself really. In the North Carolina area. I made my name off of that game. It was a high school like jamboree game, and we played against their team. And our coach was just telling us like we playing against the number one player in the state of North Carolina. So I'm like, okay, this and that. Like, I'm not thinking nothing of it. Uh, that's when he committed. He had all these offers from all these schools. Um, so I'm thinking, okay, like I'm out there playing and just like I didn't really think about it like I'm just thinking of him as another player, what I'm saying? I'm playing against another team. I'm just trying to get a dub and not knowing I'm out there
Yeah.
making a name for myself the whole time. So, and it just went from there. Like, that was my first two offers, Georgia Southern and ECU. That was my first two, like, offers, like, on the table. And after that, it just, like, went skyrocket for real. And just jumped from there. Went from there to USC Charlotte was another school, and then after that visit, I went to Virginia Tech, and I had an unofficial visit at Virginia Tech, and I'm playing against like Justin Bibbs, Justin Robinson. Like they had all
Yeah.
these like they had these all these the big time players there at that time when Virginia Tech was like a Power Five, top 10 in the country. Like so, I'm playing against them during a pickup, and not even knowing like the head coach in there, this and that. I'm not even thinking. I'm getting a bucket back and forth. And then I got a defensive stop. It was just like it was fun, but out there having fun with them, with just experiencing it. Like this is what's college like. It's faster, this and that. So after that, that's when I first got my big offer from Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech was my first big offer, and after I got my first Virginia Tech offer, it just like went from that to like being a no star to a 4-star athlete. Like it was
Yeah.
just it was very crazy. Like the experience wasn't easy at all. Like just the amount of pain and sweat and tears you had to go through every day just to get there it pays off a lot, but like people just don't know like what you have to go through just to get to that status of life.
Right.
So
So do you think that if you would have stayed in Huntsville, that you would have been prepared for those moments, like to get on the court against top players like that and have an opportunity to be seen by those coaches in that light, or go to Virginia Tech and have that type of showing? Do you think being here in Huntsville, you would have been that player if you would have went to North
I'm
Carolina?
to be honest, it's like I used to think about that all the time. Like when I first moved here, I was like, man, like if I was still in Alabama, like I probably had a good few amount of schools, this and that, but like I don't think I would have went somewhere like Pitt and
Yeah.
Arkansas, because like at that time, at that moment was like it was more so of we was behind at that time. Alabama we was behind. Like now it's way better than what it was when I was playing. Like only players that really like got a chance to really like put like Bama on the map was was John at that time in our era, like in our era time. Trevor and Levi, they in their time they had like they had all that experience. Like we did, but we still didn't get a chance to So that was in their era. We didn't get a chance to in our era. We didn't have that. Like we still was
Right.
behind. We know what I'm saying. We was real behind. Like So like EYBL, I didn't know anything about EYBL, Adidas Uprising, Under Armour Circuit. I didn't know about none of that until I got ready to go to North Carolina. And when I went my sophomore, my no, yeah, my sophomore year in high school in Alabama, my mom had an AAU team, and we went to the Bob Givens tournament. That was the biggest the tournament we probably had went to and all my years of playing ball. Bob Givens tournament was a big tournament in Atlanta. So we
Yeah.
were there. We played each one, teach one.
Yeah.
That's when Damian Hodge was like number like five. He was ranked early in the rankings like youngin, yeah,
Yeah.
youngin. So that was my first time knowing about, and they was on the Nike circuit. So we walking in, we see them with all Nike gear out. So I'm like, but my buddy's telling me like, oh yeah, they play on the EYBL circuit. So I'm like, what's the EYBL circuit? Like I didn't know nothing about that. But like back then they had Baller's Life, all that stuff. They got that stuff on there. So
Right.
I'm looking. I'm like, oh, okay. So they all the Nike teams going in one building to play each other. So we ain't have nothing like that. We just going to tournament, pay our money, go to tournament, and try to come back home with a trophy. We thinking we in good graces with that, But they playing in front of coaches, 100 coaches. Like I didn't get to experience that until I really left from Alabama. But like it was just it's nothing on Alabama. It's just like we don't know. We didn't know at that time. Like we was behind. But now we got teams that's on the circuit now. Like we got players like putting Alabama on the map. So like it's much easier for the kids to stay home and progress and get what they want. So
So you when you had how many offers did you end up with, like total, as far as?
probably total I probably had like 50 plus. I went from counting them to like well, at first I started off with like 20. Then ended my
Yeah.
junior summer it was like 50 plus. So I'm like, man, and you got to say no to one. So it was just like
Yeah.
I remember having a big bag of garbage bag full of just letters from everybody, like
Yeah.
offer letters. I'm like, man, like I didn't dream in a million years like this would actually come. I always been serious about basketball and like always been good at it since I was little, but I never thought like, man, like I really got a chance to making a name for myself on a stage that I never would have thought I would be on. So it was amazing.
Yeah. So what made you decide on Pitt as your choice? What did Pitt offer or make you feel that made you decide to go there first?
So when I moved here to North Carolina, actually, so the coaches at Pitt is from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So, but the head coach Jeff Capel, he was at Duke at the time. So when he left Duke, he got the head coaching job at Pitt. So, but like just being around, like growing up around here in North Carolina, only thing is the blue bloods. So like
Yeah.
at that moment, I was just like, man, I want to be able to play for a Duke or North Carolina, you know, or Kentucky or something like that. Like, I want to be
Yeah.
like, and but I always wanted. I told my mom when I was little, I always want to play in the ACC. Like, I always want to play in the ACC. And then come to find out, like when he got that job, and that's when I was like, I blew up or whatever. So like all the ACC schools was offering me and different schools. So I'm like, okay, I always want to play in the ACC, but I don't want to go to a big name school like off the rip. Like Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
it's a big name school, but like they was big name in the Big East. So like they
Right.
was known in the Big East. So like I wanted to go to a school that was like I could make a name for myself there and help the program get back to where the winning stage. And that's pretty much what they offered me because like they knew that he was coming in hungry. He wanted to rebuild the whole program and bring it back to life. And I wanted
Right.
to be a part of that with him, through the whole journey. So that's what really sold it to me. He didn't promise me anything about starring or anything. Like I went in the mindset of I'm doing what I need to do to get on the court. and be able to stay on the court. And I did that every day in practice to the first game we had of the season. And I became a starter. And he told me that like the day of the game. And it was just like I ain't looked back ever since then. I just kept doing the same routine every day. And that's what they just told me was real, you know. So like I was there for 3 years and
Yeah.
it was the best 3 years that I could ask for.
So what brought you to Arkansas?
So Arkansas really so my third year in Pitt, I was just like, okay, like I pretty much like came up with a deal. I just told my mom like, "Mom, I feel like I gave the program 3 years, you know, like I gave it my all, you know, so like it was just more so of a situation I want to like prove people I could win, you know, because like at this point they like thinking I'm like satisfied with losing or I don't know how to win. You know, like I could score this and that, have this type of numbers, but you're not winning. You know, so I'm like, okay, like I want to show people that I could win. So I went in the portal and it was I came down to Arizona and I came down to Arkansas. Arkansas, I watched them more and more in the tournament. More and more I watched them in the tournament, I just picture myself. I was like, I can most definitely fit in with that program and thrive in that program
Right.
and play a good role in that program. So when I was talking to Coach Muss, like they was the first ones to call me as soon as I entered the portal. They was the first ones on my line. I'm early, like every day. Call my mom every day. And I'm big on that. The whole recruit process, I was big on engagement with my parents, you know, communication with them. Like more so I want them to feel more wanted than they want me, you know. So like
Right.
so that's what my big pride was on, and they did that every day. They showed it every day that they wanted me and wanted my family to be a part of the Razorback family, and I'm grateful for it. But like they were just like they didn't sugarcoat anything. They had a plan. They had it structured. Like from day one to when you get on campus, that's what you're gonna do to the end of the day to the end of the date of campus. Like you know, so like I said, well, that's where my heart is at. So that's why I committed there. And when I got there,
Yeah.
it was just the same thing they told me on the phone was the same thing I got on campus from day one to the end of day one. And
Yeah.
we made it all the way to the Elite Eight. Like, you know, so it was just the process and the grind that we had from day one. Like
Yeah.
most schools get on campus, they report to campus like June, July. Nah, like we was on campus May,
Yeah.
like like early April, May. Like we've been there since early April to May to like to July. Almost all we probably had like a 2 week break. We go home, see family, come right back for school. Like
Right.
he was on it from the day we got there. Like it wasn't no, we gonna just work out. No, we practicing like 2 hours, an hour, like whatever it take. We practice, we establish it down this day. Very first day we get on campus, move in. This the day we start our journey to the tournament to make it to the Elite Eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so that that prides a lot on how Muscle Man wants like to win, and he's known for that. So
Yeah. That's what's up. So after Arkansas, you graduated from Arkansas, and then you enter the draft. So draft night comes, and was there a fit? Like, did you ever have a thought, like after draft night, that you were gonna give up, or did you immediately say, you know what, it's time to go to the next level? Like, let me do something else. I'm gonna get there. It's just I'm gonna take a different route. Like, what was your mindset after draft night?
driving night really was. It wasn't even. I didn't even watch it because I didn't even really care. Like you know, it was just like when I get my shot, I'm gonna take advantage of it the most. You know, I ain't care about me getting drafted. I didn't care if they said I'm not gonna get drafted or nothing. Like I didn't care about nothing. I always had my mindset as I'm always every time I step on any court or any type of workout, this and that. Like I always had a mindset I'm an underdog. Like I know they're not gonna choose me over this person
Right.
first. You know, like even with pickups games, I know they gonna choose me over this. I always had an underdog mindset, so like I really didn't care too much about it. Like like do I feel like some of the players that I played against that's doing better than me, and I feel some type of way. I do, but end of the day I don't care. You know, like it just I'm always applaud them. You know, they deserve
yeah,
it as much as they like I would have deserved it. I would deserve it. I give it props when props due. You know, so like
yeah,
after that whole night, it was just like okay, I'm just ready to figure out what I'm gonna do. Like what I'm gonna land for summer league or where I'm going what team gonna take a chance on me, and I'm just gonna give it 110% every day to make sure like this was the right decision we made, you know, like taking
right,
a chance on him. So like it really wasn't that. It was just like okay. So as soon as that next day was over, that draft night was over, I was in the gym the next day, early in the morning,
yeah,
twice. You
yeah,
know, like I was just working out the whole time just waiting for a phone call. Like so I didn't get a phone call, but I didn't hang my head down about it. You know, it was just like it was a hurt feeling because like dang, like my dreams, like what is it? Is it folding? What is it? You know, but like it really wasn't that. So like when I got that phone call that Orlando Magic G League team wanted me to play with them, and other teams want to play with them, so they want to take a chance on me. So I was like okay, and then
yeah,
that's why I decided I went with Orlando Magic G League team. And like, I just took advantage of the most opportunity I could this whole year. Like I
yeah,
went from not playing that much to the last 20 games of the season. I was starting. So like
yeah,
so it was just a matter of time. You always got to be patient. Like my mom always told me like just be patient, like trust the process. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you can't rush the process. Everybody got different routes to success, you know? Like can't harp on it, you know. So like this person got this already. It was just destined for him to get to there this way. Like now you got
right.
bumps in the roads. Now you got to just fix them bumps in the roads to get to where you want to get to, and you're gonna appreciate it more when you get there, you know. So that's how I always have my mindset about things.
Absolutely. Yeah, when your mom called me, after the draft night, she was like, it didn't go the way we wanted, but it ain't over.
Yeah, it ain't over. It ain't over to the man above till it's over, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
it
So
is.
I think the people around you, I think probably were more sad than you were,
Yeah, right.
just from watching your journey, watching how
Mhm.
hard you work. I think so the people around you might have been like, man, like, why? Like, but I think for you and, your mom and your dad on the inside, you kind of had that mindset, like we're prepared for either way,
Right.
So if it goes this way, great. If it goes this way, okay, we're gonna do something else. But we don't prepare for that. We prepare for the name to be called, on that night, and
Right.
after that, it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But getting picked up, by the Lakeland, watching that journey, even like you said, you started off not getting as much playing time, but then you're starting, and then you're the guy, you're out there, you're playing hard. What does it look like, do you think, for, the future as far as moving forward? Are you looking for opportunities, within the NBA organization with
Yeah.
Orlando?
It's just right now it's just a matter of time, really. It's just working like right now, just still steady work, you know. Because I know eventually my time gonna come. It's just basically when your time is when it's your time, you know. So you just gotta stay
Yeah,
mentally and physically ready at all times, at all costs. Right now, I'm just waiting until I get ready to go for training camps or anything, you know. So like right now, just staying ready. So I ain't got to get ready, but eventually I'll be on somebody's roster. So it's just matter of
most
time.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm ready for a jersey.
yeah, I
So we
got you. I got you.
have a jersey. But so staying ready. So in your, I guess, off season, how much are you working out? Like, what's your routine look like as far as being in the gym, conditioning, stuff like that?
Right. So far right now, like my age is since the season just ended, like last week.
Yeah,
I'm so right now I'm just taking a week off. Just to chill, relax with family. Just to get my body back recovery wise, and then when I start back up, it's gonna be 2 times a day, 3 times a day almost. Like just but at the same time, it's one of those 2 or 3 times a day, but like listening to your body, like
right.
you go hard, go hard, go hard, but like all right, you need to stay away. Being smart, working out smart is the biggest key because you can work out so much and pound your body so much till you can stress your body out. So, but I
Yeah,
learned that. I learned that being in the professional level because I didn't know. I don't think I know is one thing is just go hard like the whole time. But like it's good to go hard, but it's at the same time while you going hard, being smart at the same time. Um,
right.
but that's the main key, though. More time you working out, you need to make sure your body is good as well. Like getting recovery, ice baths, eating right. Like I had a bad habit of eating. I used to eat
Yeah,
fried food so much, so now like I had to learn how to like make look healthier food, like eat more rice. Eat like more like baked food and stuff like that instead of grilled food. Like I had to like leave that bake alone. I had to go like grill, almost vegan almost. But everybody can't do that. But it's just more. It's better for your body. Like no more red meat, like stuff like that. It's just better for your body.
yeah. I definitely think that's what a good percentage of athletes, especially young athletes, are missing is that the nutrition value. You know, they may add some workouts to their regimen, so they work out a little bit harder, may work out a few more times a day, but the nutrition value isn't there, and so their bodies are breaking down, and so they're getting to a point where they go through an AAU season. By the time they get back to school season, they have all these injuries: the ankle here, knee here, hamstring growing. All that comes from I think that nutritional value, in addition to the stretching and stuff like that. What you put in your body. So you hit on something right there. What else would you tell the kids that are trying to get to where you are, that are experiencing, maybe they don't go to the tournaments that have all the coaches, they don't get to have the exposure and stuff like that. Like, what would you tell them as far as on their journey?
Like uh, what I would say mostly now, like when I look back on everything, it don't even matter where you at, really. Like in life and your whole journey. As long as you working hard, it's odds everywhere now. Like we got so much
Yeah,
network now that we did years ago. Like we got so much
yeah,
network technology stuff like that. Like film. Man, as long as you working hard and staying working hard, like there's no doubt you could be in a position where you want to be at in life. That's my key. Like just always do the right thing at every moment because you never know who's watching you. You know,
right,
and always stay ready. When it's staying, you're gonna have more. I realized my whole career, you're gonna have more downs than you have ups. It's rarely you have ups, so you're gonna have more downs than anything. And you gotta just know
right.
how. You gotta always have a strong mind. Like always have a strong mind, speak positive, and be around positive people. Because like all my life, I had people that doubt me. Like people probably happy that I'm not even where I want to be right now, but that ain't gonna stop me from getting to where I want to get to, they just gotta block all the negativity out and just stay level headed and stay grinding. Like all this energy y'all have and anger, just put that towards every workout, every game. And I guarantee
Yeah,
you will have what you want in life. What you pushing for, you most definitely get it. Too many eyes out here.
most, most definitely. And before I let you go, can you tell everybody a little bit about your brand, the Accepting My Testimony brand? I know it's clothing, but I know it started as more than just making hoodies and stuff like that. Like, where did that come from, and how did you establish that?
Yeah, my sister's testimony, it's like you said, it's bigger than the brand. It's more so when I was younger, probably like 12 or 13, like when I broke my leg actually. and I was really down on myself a lot. A lot of people counted me out. I was really down. And my granny, uh, my granny, she instilled that into me. She was just like, you know what I named, like your AMT, like that's my RD's Mario Toney. So like the AMT stand for accepting my testimony. But she
Right.
always said, like, accept your testimony. God gave you the ability to do the things that He got you on earth to do. He got you here playing basketball. He got you, wants you to get closer to Him, God, the man above. He wants you to do,
Right.
be a good brother, be a good son. He wants you to do more than what like what you here for. Then you got to accept it. Like you got to accept that testimony, like that you special, that you more than what everybody else see you as, of just a basketball player, this and that. Like so that is instilled into me, because like she right, because like you got this. It's a testimony. Everything we go through every day is a testimony. Like
Right.
you might have a bad day at work. You might have like somebody death in your family, like any injuries, anything, like just in life, everything, car breakdown. So you gotta accept it. You gotta accept that that's the testimony of God giving you right at that moment. Like He trying to see what
Right.
you gonna do in that moment in life. Like you gotta accept it, because like if you don't accept it, then how you expect to like move forward with everything in life? How you think you get greater, you know, in life? Like you can't get your blessings unless you accept it. That's what He wants you to do.
Right.
Accept the testimony that He's given to you in the moment of life. So, and I just put it into a brand, because when she passed, it meant a lot to me. And I'm like, now when it with clothing brand, like I'm gonna get back onto it though. I'm gonna add more stuff, like more clothing stuff. But it's just more so now I want to use that platform. So when I do make it, and when I do make it into the league or whatever, I want to like expand it more. Like I want to be able to like that build a facility, for like the kids that like a bigger, like a YMCA, something like that, for kids like they can't like go out of town or stuff like that. Like like have like access to different things. Like I want to like just get back to the community as much as possible I can. And that's a testimony, like, oh, because there ain't a lot of stuff that we had back then that I know kids now looking up to like us, that they want, So I just want to have a better lifestyle for the ones that's growing up, and a better opportunity for them as well. Just like you with your prep school and your training, like
Right.
like that's a testimony. Like you've been wanting to do that, because that we lack of resources and things like that. So that's that was big. Like that's what I even told my mom. Like that's a testimony right there. Like he accepted what he felt was on his heart and his mind. He knew that what he needed to make kids around him better and get what they want
Right.
to get to their goals. So like that's basically what my whole like accepting my testimony thing is. Um, and I really haven't explained it to nobody really, because this is the first time I'm explaining it to. I'm glad you asked. This first time me explaining it to somebody that actually know what it like the meaning and want to know what the meaning is. So yeah, it's more than just a clothing brand. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel it had to be, 'cause I know your story, just from talking to your mom a lot, and that's just how I am. I want to know more about where you've been, because it helps me to understand like the way you are now. The
right,
why you go so hard. Why it's so important. You have to know where a person has been before you can even understand why they go so hard now, or why a no doesn't break them the way they would break somebody else.
right,
If you get told no, like before, you get told no, you just keep going. A
right,
lot of people will think that as the end, and that's for you just another step.
mhm,
But you have to understand where they've been, and so your mom definitely helped me understand a lot, and so that made me like, dang, like that inspires me. Because when I first got here, I was like, man, I probably can't do the prep school because nobody's supporting it.
right,
Nobody wants to do it. And then I just happened to run, like me and your mom met up when I got the hoodie, and she was telling me so much, and they just kind of put a fire back under me, because it's like you have to do what God puts on your heart, regardless of
mhm,
20 people saying no, it only takes one person to say yes. And, you're evidence of that. Your family's evidence of that. So I definitely appreciate your journey. And I thank you for, sharing that and also for being so resilient because that helps us to continue to be resilient because your fire is going to light so many other kids, that are being told no or feel like they can't make it to that level for whatever reason. So, I appreciate you, and thank you for taking the time, today to talk to me and really kind of speak to these kids too.
Can you hear me? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I appreciate you. I
I hear you.
appreciate you, man, for having me on here, man, to be able to talk to the youth and just in general the people, because you never know like who needs to hear this and who needs to like
Yeah,
just to you never know what somebody going through every day. Uh, and I'm just
right.
glad to be able to be on here and talk my experience because somebody else probably out there had the same issue going on and same experience. So,
Exactly.
so I appreciate you too, man.
Yes, sir. I'll definitely be in touch. I'll be following you for sure. Um, and I'll definitely be, staying in contact with you
Okay,
as you get ready to go to that next level. I'll be waiting on my
I got
jersey
you.
so I can wear it to the
I
game.
got you, man. Just let me know.
Yes, sir. I
I
appreciate you,
appreciate
man.
you.
All right.